Hi, Myra. How are you?
Hi, Shahadat. I'm very well.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining this session. So, Myra, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, so this is Myra Akhtar. I am working at Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, and it's been more than 13 years that I've been working with diverse industries.
Mhm.
And it's been 2.5 years with Pfizer. I myself, when it comes to family, I have a kid. She's 10 years old. And I have other family members also. So that's it.
Okay. Okay. Great. So, you have been in this profession for a long time, as you were telling. So, could you please tell me what is your biggest achievement so far?
Yeah, so my biggest achievement is that I have worked in diverse industries, and in each industry, be it an NGO, be it a textile sector, be it retail, be it a pharmaceutical company. So all of them have their own dynamics. Also, I started off from a consultancy firm. So every company has their own dynamics and structures. And so to understand the business need was the key as an HR person. And then provide solutions and facilitate the business was the key thing, which I feel that if it comes to numbers, that I have tried my best to accommodate them, and also initially I have worked hands on to revise the policies and procedures of different industries and companies. But now I feel proud that I have been work from last 2.5 years. I've been working on the strategic area and digital transformation of HR, plus all the DEI initiatives of Pfizer. I have been part of it, and also I'm part of transitioning the company as a matrix organization. uh, that also one of the project that I feel good about. Also one of the key performance areas that we have an objective of this year is on organizational excellence, and it's a global agenda, and I am the Pakistan lead when it comes to rolling it out in my market.
Okay. Great. So, do you have any professional certification in HR? And can you tell me your journey?
Yeah, so quickly I'll share it with you that I'm a certified HR analytics and analyst. Also, I am doing a certification in SHRM from US, and there is a consultant, HR Metrics, who is the sole proprietor of running out the sessions of this in Pakistan. So I'm doing that with them, and would be appearing in their test also. I have a diploma in HRM also. There are multiple trainings on multiple soft skills that I have already. Uh, I had it already. I uh, I feel good that I am a trainer also, and in each company wherever I have served, I have been training employees on different areas like decision making skills or communication skills, or be it rolling out the strategic objective of each year of the business to the employees, or maybe it's on stress management also. I've conducted multiple sessions. uh, Based on my qualification, I am an MBA in HR, and I have a diploma also in HR.
Okay, okay, very good. So, Myra, can you tell me what strategies you can use to manage an international workforce as we are uh, looking for a big multinational company situated in Singapore? So, if you are placed there, so what HR strategy you will use to manage the workforce there?
Shahadat, strategies related to what? Sorry.
any kind of strategies? For example, now you are in Pfizer, and I believe that most of the people who are working here are from Pakistan, right? So, are there any foreigners here, like from Europe or any other nationals?
No, not in Pakistan, but because it's a multinational company, so we have different projects that I work on regional and global basis. For example, I am the DEI lead from Pakistan, and I work with the whole region on DEI initiatives. So I'm the lead there. For example, when it comes to budgets, HR budgets specifically,
Hmm.
so I manage the whole region's HR budget of the whole HR team. That means there are 10 countries in our region, which includes India, Pakistan, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, Philippines, Taiwan, Hong Kong. So all these countries' HR budgets are managed and coordinated and reported, and all the dashboard, all that I present to the leadership team of the whole region. So this is how we operate. So there are multiple projects, international projects that I work on as an HR, being in a multinational company.
Okay, so in the organization we are we are thinking about you, that organization actually have a lot of people are from different background, different countries, like some from China, some from Singapore, some from uh, Malaysia, Hong Kong. So a lot of people are there from different countries, different background. So uh, do you feel that it will be uh, manageable for you to manage this kind of workforce who has diverse background? How would you manage those people?
Okay, I just need a one clarity on it, Shahada, that will all they be based in one country, right?
Yes, they will be based in one country. They will be one,
One country.
yeah, but from different
Okay, so
different countries.
from different backgrounds, I totally agree. And this is very common, Shahadat. For example, if I am based in Pakistan, so there are different 10 to 15 different sectors of belonging of people who come forward, of different caste, of different nature, of different language even, and they have their different understanding, context, and different expectations also. So same goes with the countries also, and I have that hands-on experience of dealing with multiple multi-dimensional background people in Pfizer also, when I operate on a regional and global level. So in case if I get this opportunity, so I would be the thumb rule is to have the policies and procedures and working on the laws and regulation of the same country where the country is based, where the head office is based. So I would be looking out for the laws and regulations of employment of that country where this company is based, and based on that I would understand the needs of the employees, of majority of the employees, and then place them accordingly and design the structure in that way. So we cannot have customized benefits or policies for any one national
Mhm.
belonging to one particular country, but then we have to follow the laws and regulations of employment of the same country where head office is operating.
Okay. Okay, Myra. So, what factors do you consider when making a hiring decision?
So this is a very vast question, Shahadat, because when it comes to hiring, it's not only about the job description and it's not only about the organogram that's there. That's the personal management, but it is actually the skill set that is required, and the right fit for the role that is required. It's 80% of uh, a judgment that is passed on any candidate, and 20% you can actually look into it, that whether it matches, it fit for the role or not. So I think I hire for attitude, because people get trained, and they understand the culture of the company very well once they are in. So that takes time. So skill can of course be trained for, but attitude, go getter attitude is something that if the drive and passion is there, then anyone can achieve any position and any job. So it's the drive that matters to me, rather the job description, matching the job description also.
Okay, but there are some critical position where maybe the position is very technical, and maybe you have found someone who is technically very sound and matching with the requirement, but you do not like his attitude, for example. In that situation, what would be your strategy of hiring someone?
So if I see, it's of course it's not such that, for example, if I'm hiring for a finance position and the person does not have finance experience, so of course would not be matching the criteria. I cannot hire him because he's of good attitude and have that drive and passion to learn. If it's not a beginner level position. But then when it comes to critical roles and technical roles, then it comes as a 50-50% of each. But the scenario, 50% attitude and 50% technically expertise. But when you are saying that, you're giving the example that one is technically very sound and the attitude is not good, I might not recommend that person to move ahead for the final round of interviews. I would not.
Okay, okay, thank you. Can you recall a time when you encountered an ethical conflict, and how did
Conflict.
yes, conflict?
Okay, so I'll share a recent scenario that I faced from a business lead, where business lead was proposing. So there's a process of whenever there's a new position, there's a process of compensation and benefit and HR, that we share the job scope and area, and then according to compensation structure we map it to the grade and codes, and we check the Mercer codes also globally, and then we accordingly, based on the whole organization across 80 plus countries, we match it to the countries, to specific to country code, and then we give the grade. So when we gave the grade to the business lead of a critical one of the critical roles, the business lead was not happy with the grade that it was evaluated. He wanted a 1+ grade, and he proposed a 1+ grade, but I wanted to share with them that this is the final evaluation. So there was a gap of understanding initially, and the business lead being my senior, as in of course by title and seniority, so that was a challenge to manage and handle him when it comes uh, to make them understand that we cannot move ahead with any other grade or the proposed grade. So that was one of the challenge, Adat, which recently have popped up. And I what I did was I dropped him a meeting invite face to face. I went there. I opened the Mercer global file of Pfizer and shared the practices that this position is placed on, the grades that HR is saying in this country on this level, on different countries. I've shared this. After that, this that understanding have built up in him, and then he was satisfied with the evaluation, and it turned into a mutual win-win, and he understood it. And then after evaluation, the job actually get posted for candidates to apply. So this is something, that popped up recently, and we managed it accordingly.
Okay, nice. So, Myra, so do you have any experience of designing a compensation and benefit structure in the organization? Can you tell me your experience if you have any?
Yes, Shahadat. I would love to share. I have worked in a company named Bonanza. Bonanza is a famous retail brand which manufactures sweaters and shirts and pants. It's on the textile side. So I have worked in one of their pharmacy chain companies also. So, and that was actually I was the second person that was hired there. The CEO was hired, and it was a startup company. CEO was hired, and after CEO, HR manager was hired, myself. And within 3 months, we had to hire their support functions, leads, and have to start up a store also in the market. So I have when I joined there, I was a second employee, and when I left that company, there were 400 employees in that company. So you can imagine that from I've started from the scratch when there was not even a notebook there. Because being a second employee, I we used to the office was empty when we joined in, so it was only structure. So when it comes to policies and procedures, we I have closely worked with the business lead to understand and prioritize the business dynamics and the needs, and accordingly, we managed to hire people and to target the right people from the competition. And because retail was my first experience, I actually have studied the market. I went on ground in the market to understand that what kind of people are there, what kind of salaries and benefits are required, on which grade, what titles are used in this business. And then I have proposed it to the business lead, and accordingly I've understood their need also. And then we managed to create a structure based on our budget. And then we managed to hire people within 2 months. And after 2 months we have trained them. I have also worked on the training manuals. Yes, I had a help that time. I immediately hired two people who was supporting me there. But it was that was a roller coaster ride that time. But the experience that I got to start up something from my own hand, it's similar to grow a plant. It's like a baby. So was a very tough decision to move on from that company. But of course, for a bigger scale position, I moved on from there.
Okay, okay, Myra, I understand. But my question was, uh, how did you actually design the compensation and benefit structure? Uh, uh, I understand that you have started something from scratch, but I would like to know the how did you design the compensation and benefit things? What was it?
So yeah, so there were no titles that time, as I shared, Shahadat.
Hmm,
There were no titles. So I've started off by working on the titles. I started off to understand what is the headcount need of that company.
hmm,
We started from the scratch to understand one to come up in consensus with the headcount time. And then how much headcount on each store do they need in half a year, and then in a year. Then I have worked on the titles, that what are the titles that are there in the market. I've surveyed that. Then also, when the titles were locked, then we decided that what are the salaries and benefits that are there in the market, and how many can we pay by our laws of employment of Pakistan.
hmm,
So there are few benefits that are there are few terminal benefits that are mandatory to be given by the employer. We started off from that. And the salary structures, whatever were our benefits, I we worked on the salary structure that were there in the market of the same industry. So this is how we designed the structure, and by going in the process, as and when we wanted to be flexible on the titles and grades and structures, we did that also initially because it was a startup company.
Okay, okay, interesting. So, Myra, can you tell me what training programs are the most important for cultivating a decent work environment?
Sorry, can you come again? Sorry, I missed you.
My question is, what training programs do you feel are the most important for cultivating a decent work environment?
Cultivating what? Sorry.
Cultivating a pleasant work environment. A
Okay,
natural.
pleasant work. Okay, okay. I think communication is one of the trainings that have a greater impact, how colleagues, how employees see each other,
Mm.
and how they respect each other, how they understand each other, how they have that empathy for each other, and also they know, they understand and prioritize their own work, and they focus on their own work also. So I think that's a challenge that many corporates face in an organization. Also, the transformation that any organization is going through, or the awareness of any transformation, is very important from a training perspective of employees. So these are few touch points, Shahada, that employees are looking for, and HR being the voice and ears and hair of employees, I think HR should work closely with the business leads on it. So it's all about values that HR should train on, and then eventually discourage that employees should be taught about this joy element, that should be taught about, as in they should encourage, employees should encourage that joy element in them and create such intersections and engagements where joy is there. So also, one of the key factor of training is also equity, I believe, in this era, Shahad, where people should be treated on the basis of their own skill set and abilities, and on basis on their own needs, and not on just equal basis that because he's getting this you will also get this, not on that basis. So that is also one thing, that the joy element should also be there. So there could be many people aspects trainings that could roll out also in this times of COVID. um, Employee assistance programs should be launched to ease out that post COVID pressure on employees that's there in this virtual world now. So there are many, depending on the company's need.
Okay, okay, great. Okay, so how do you rate your negotiation skill uh, out of 10?
Negotiation, I believe that I am good at it.
Mhm.
So but I would not say I'm best out of many. So I would say 8.5.
Okay, great. So can you provide an example of a time when you utilized your negotiation skills to resolve a conflict?
I tell you, I recently have offered a candidate,
Mhm.
and where the candidate was not happy with the offer, and was wanted to have the same benefits that the current company was, where what he was drawing,
Mhm.
and we have our own benefits. So the thumb rule here, Shahadat, is that benefits of course vary from company to company. What we negotiate is only the gross salary. So benefits cannot vary from one employee to another, they are always fixed for a company, and it is derived from grades of the position. So but that candidate, because being a non HR person, he wanted to have that the same package, the same benefit that he's drawing currently, not the salary, I'm talking about the whole benefit program. So he was not happy with it. So then it took me a set of 2 3 calls to negotiate and to talk to him, to make him understand the benefits that our company is offering are higher than what he is getting in annual basis. And we offer a guaranteed cash also, and there's a the 3 bonuses that are there, which he was drawing one. So I gave him that bigger picture of what he would be getting annually and what he's getting currently. So what I did was I have actually shared his current annual with the proposed, what we are proposing annually, and then I have shown him the table that how where will he land after a year. And then we negotiated and he agreed, and then he accepted the offer also. So
Okay.
it varies from candidate to candidate. Few candidates are quick to catch, few candidates do not understand, they want clarity on it, so we then manage it accordingly.
Okay. Okay. That is great. Okay. So, Myra, I believe that as you have been in this profession for a long time, so you have developed a lot of policies so far. So, can you tell me about a policy you enforced that was not very popular, uh, but you had to persuade employees to abide by it? Can you tell me any such experience?
Yeah, so there is a policy of the disciplinary action tracker or policy, if you may say it. So I was part of it when it was driving in Pfizer, Pakistan,
Mm,
and it's an MNC. But then it, from market to market, the employment terms vary, and then the market can customize the policy accordingly. Being the theme should be one, which theme globally it is rolled out. So in Pakistan, we have multiple stakeholders who was part of driving this strategy of policies of disciplinary action. So the different areas of giving a coaching, verbal coaching, then a written coaching, then warning letter one, warning letter two, and after two warnings, there again, if such context is repeated, then termination of the employee. And there are few compliance cases where there is zero tolerance, and we don't follow all these steps and segmentation of disciplinary action. We directly go for termination,
mm,
or any non on also on non violation of on violation of any policy which is against company. So that also is there. So I was part of the awareness program, and I've led this policies roll out to each and every employee. And for that I have to also travel across Pakistan and roll it out so that everyone is aware of the policy, and then they can have a Q&A session also if they want to be clear on the policies. So there was Shada, there was multiple um, questions, and it was very difficult to have that acceptance level on this change, because earlier on this was not there. The policy, fixed policy on each cadre was not there, that on this action you would be the line manager would coach you. On such action, the line manager can have right to directly give you warning. So that was a difficult time, and still it still is, that in such I manage employee relations also in the market. So
mm,
when such matters arises, then line manager has his own point of story, and then employee has their own point of story. But as a neutral investigator, we have to deep dive and understand the matter. So this is one of the policy which is very close to employees, and because they own their work, it's about their character. They take it as a character. They take it on their self, and then they justify themselves, and they say that no, we don't accept such disciplinary actions. But then what's the policy is the policy. It was approved by the leaders based on the situations that usually in routine comes from employees.
Okay, okay, Myra. So, employee retention is a challenge for most of the organization. So, uh, especially when it comes to good employees. So, what strategies do you follow or use to increase the employee retention rate?
Okay, so retention at Pfizer is very high, and majority of the employees have been here since last average 15
Okay,
to
my
20 years.
feel that Pfizer is a very good company. It's a multinational company, so that's why actually there is a very good structure. So maybe the retention rate is very good here. So it's the exception. But you have also worked with many other organizations. So maybe the scenario would not be the same as Pfizer. So in that scenario, what was your strategy to? Uh,
Okay, so I'll share it with you. Like in my previous company, it was a textile sector, and in that textile sector, what the other competition introduced. So during COVID, they were introduced a COVID bonus also from the competition. So when I got to know that there's a as in there is always one annual bonus that we used to give to the employees, but when in the companies during COVID times, there were people who was leaving the company and moving. They wanted more money, and then they were moving for other competition companies. Then we proposed this change of introducing COVID bonus, and based on the performance we used to issue 50% bonus of the gross salary if they achieve certain targets then. So that was an additional bonuses that were introduced on the senior level. Club memberships were introduced, not part of COVID, it was not there, but to retain the senior management. Club memberships, do you want me to share? Do you have an idea about club memberships?
yes, I have a little idea, but you can share. For that.
Yeah, so there are multiple clubs where senior employees can go and avail facilities of different sports
Yeah, like
of
a lot of sports like golf and
yeah, yes, like golf, or they can avail their high tea, their food area. So that membership, of course they have discounts also. So this would cater the need of the senior management or senior employees who would not might not be attracted by money. They might be attracted by having that membership where they can at peace go and relax and sit there. So that was that, and it was of a heavy budget when it comes to associating a company with the club membership. So that was something, because being in a local company, it was a difficult approval process. It took us 7 to 8 months, Shahadat, to get the approval and roll it out, having the MOU signed with the club, and then announcing it eventually. So the response was very, very, very good. So on every employee level, COVID bonus was an add-on, and people was very motivated. And there was a fall by 10% in the leaving list, 10%, 10% of the turnover. was reduced. And when it comes to senior employees, we tried to retain them and we were successful. So there was only noise that maybe they might leave and move to the competition, but we have managed to retain them. So such interventions help the company to retain the key talents. So not every talent is a key also. So the company employers should know the nerve of the company and need.
It was a great challenge, I feel, because in a local company, I think it's very tough to convince the management to approve such kind of.
Yeah, it was, and I am only sharing, Shadat, what was approved. So what was approved and rolled out, only that I am sharing. But of course, because it's actually one person decision here. In Pakistan, the culture is such, it's, if it's a local company, so the CEO, we as a subject matter experts, we propose 5 to 6 options in a year on basis of benefits, and only two, one or two gets approved, and then the approval process is such that it takes time. So the CEO should agree, but there are again strategies to make him understand what is best for the organization. So that we try our best as an HR.
Okay, okay, Myra, thank you so much for joining this session. So it was really nice talking to you. I was really enjoying it, every answer you were providing. So, thanks once again for joining. So, once you're shortlisted, we'll again contact you. Okay. So, till then, take care and
Thank you so much, Adat, and thank you for connecting. Sorry, I because there was some internet distractions, I was not able to hear you well. But thank you so much for the opportunity, and it was a good session. And looking forward to the next step.
take care. Take care, man. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.